I better get my glasses in case. Well, I might be able to see it. I'm not sure. Okay. And then let's share this. Okay, I'm going to share it. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to get everything set up. Let me grab my glasses in case I need them. Oh. Oh. I think I'm going to be all right. I won't know. Like, sometimes my eyes, these are not prescription glasses, although I could probably use some. I should have had a, every year they want me to, like, I haven't done it yet, but I can go get a diabetic eye exam if I need glasses. And now that I'm talking about it, hey Mike, how's it going? I'm just standing here in the kitchen I'm gonna do a few dishes, and I decided I was gonna schedule it, like I was gonna go in and schedule a time for just a little bit from now, and but I was getting frustrated. The live keeps going in and out. No, I'm at the sink. Somebody's telling me the live stream keeps going in and out. Victoria, that could have been a minute ago, because I was just starting, and as soon as I started, I realized I wanted to share it to my community. So I shared it to the community, and then I shared it to X to try to, see if anybody wanted to come here. Yeah, Mike, I'm thinking it was because, you know how, like, I went live, and as soon as I went live, like, when I went to share it, it disconnects, and then it reconnects. Yeah, Victoria, that's Mike. He's got a channel, and he's a Christian hip-hop artist. Not just hip-hop. He does, he's got other music, too, that's not just hip-hop, but it's Christian-based, self-exploration and stuff like that. He also does videos. Now, Mike, I could be wrong. I haven't seen anything yet recently. And now, that doesn't mean that I haven't missed something. But I haven't noticed anything yet new about, like, the metatonia you were doing and other things like that, which I think I caught most of everything on that so far. I think I caught up with that a few weeks ago. But yeah, I was just letting Victoria know, Mike, and of course you heard me talking. So what I'm doing is washing some dishes, and I might not cook tonight. My friend David from church gave me a ride today. We didn't have church today because of the weather, which I haven't been in a few weeks, but David was sick last week, so I didn't make it. But I've been on a hiatus for a couple of months. I'm getting ready to start producing content again. That's what I thought, Mike. I thought that I had went back a few weeks ago and went through your catalog and tried to catch up on a couple of the videos from when you're talking, about metatonia, if I'm pronouncing it right. About, the dark night of the soul and stuff like that. You notice the shirt I got on too, Mike. I got that shirt on like you got. We got the same type of, But I gotta say, I'm doing much better. The past couple of days have been a lot better than the past few weeks. I can totally understand that, Mike. I feel like, unfortunately, for me, like, I ended up kind of taking, not like a break like you're taking, but, you know, last year when I kind of, back, I think it was towards the end of the summer, I had got a wild hair up my butt and thought I was going to move out and go camping and be in a tent again and leave the trailer. And that really wasn't what needed to be done. So I ended up getting all that straightened out and catching up on my out. But what I'm saying is some of all that happened, it kind of set me back a little bit. Yeah, metanoia. Okay, metanoia. Yeah, see, like, not looking at the word itself and then just trying to remember it in my mind. But, I was just trying to I was just sharing with Victoria that if she wants to go check you out, she should. You know, I think she's pretty open-minded, and also she is Christian-based, but she knows that I also... Like, I explore a lot of different avenues, you know what I mean? But I was just saying that Mike has, his content is positive and stuff, and you can see in the chat, he said he took a hiatus for a couple months. So if you go over there, you're not going to see anything recent. There's a few posts in his community. But if you go back, I highly recommend, you know, checking out his videos on the word that he was just... metanoia. No, you're not annoying me. Annoya. Anyway, I'm trying to be funny, and I don't know if I'm succeeding. I get frustrated because I get nervous, you know, like it seems you would think that someone... Yeah, I remember when you did a video last year and you were wearing this type of shirt, you know, and I think I commented on it. I just think it's cool how sometimes there's little signs in our days that can show us how things line up and sync up. Like, even though you're out in California, I'm here in Alabama. Well, we've talked. We know that we have similar viewpoints, belief systems, and stuff like that. But it's cool, like, you know, when you see somebody, like you see somebody and you're like, hey, I got that shirt. You know, there's a connection. They're like, now it could be that just some random, you know, any Joe Blow could go buy this shirt. But, you know, I think just what it says and the imagery kind of speaks volumes. Yeah, synchronicity, yeah. I see a few other people have showed up. Give me a second. I got to get I'm trying to keep up with what I need to wash and don't need to wash right now. I'm not trying to sound gross, but because it's just me here and the animals, I don't have to do dishes as often as like some people, you know, like even if I cook every night, I'll just, like, a lot of times I'll use the same plate for several days, you know, I'll just eat off the same plate. Like, I might make different meals, but I'll use the same plate, wipe it off, you know. What's the point in me dirtying up 5 different plates, a different plate for every day? Yeah, I know, Mike. I think, speaking of which, like, it's not about a shirt or nothing, but I was thinking, reference to, it is nice when God speaks to us in certain ways. Like yesterday, it wasn't because I seen a shirt or anything that anybody had that I have, and we have the same taste. While you are thinking about it, if you could hit the like button, I appreciate it. Sometimes I forget to say that, but, you know, it does help. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, and me, I have simplified it to where a lot of times I can go 3 or 4 days. You know, I can go several days. You know, I cook out of the same skillet. Like, if all I'm cooking is red meat or the same type of meat, then it's not a big deal. You know, and then eat off the same plate. And if I need a bowl, I've got a bowl for my cereal, and then I got a bowl for, like, if it's a soup or something. But what I was saying is, oh, okay, Victoria's doing dishes too, Mike. Thanks for hitting that like button. What I was going to say was I'd made a video earlier today, you know, like something more like I used to do, where it was just like I just hit record and just kind of free flow with whatever came. It wasn't me reading from Jesus Calling or any other book or anything. But what's been on my brain the past few days, I had been questioning, and I said this in the video, I've been questioning, is anything I'm doing making a difference to anybody? And the answer was, you know, yesterday I was really kind of thinking this, and I went live yesterday morning. Now, I shared this yesterday, and I shared it in the video, but there's a guy that watches from Hungary, and he came in my stream yesterday morning and was real happy that I was live, and he was like, brother, I'm glad to see you. I'm not feeling good. I'm sad. And I was like, what's wrong? And his, now I will say this, I said this yesterday also, the plus side is his grandmother lived to be 96, but his grandmother had passed just recently. So it was kind of interesting for me, because I've been on the brink of like, where do I go with what I'm doing with this channel? Where do I go with my life at 51 years old? Am I doing what I feel the Creator wants me to do? You know, I feel like I'm making strides that way, but just as soon as I make a few strides forward, I also make several strides back. I think we all think on this form from time to time. Yeah, I was just meaning, I was hesitating on whether I was going to go live yesterday morning, and I did. And as soon as I did, the first person that popped in the chat, they were happy to be there, and they needed to be there, and they wanted somebody to talk to. And it was because somebody had passed. And, you know, that was like a sign to me, like, hey, Grey Cloud, don't doubt yourself. You know what I mean? Like, the enemy wants me to question whether I'm making a difference. And if I'm questioning myself about it, you know, brother, thank you, Mike. I didn't want to get too emotional or nothing. Need to think about. Okay, I got caught up trying to keep up with my dishes and talk at the same time. Hey, Angie, yeah. There's another person. Am I correct on this? If I'm saying it right, Angie. If I remember correctly, I want to say you're in India, but of course I could be wrong. That's the one cool thing I have, and being able to connect with people, is there are people that come from all over the place, you know, even though it's not like I'm a huge channel. I've noticed over the past few years, yeah, on knees, okay, on knees, yeah. Well, I was looking at the beginning of on knees, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you were in India. I was thinking your name was Indian. And if I am incorrect, you can let me know there. My bad. You're originally from Louisiana. So I don't know why I thought that you were from India. Angie. So like Angie. Okay, so. But it's still cool because I do get people from all over the place. Oh, Mike, for some reason I thought you were out in California. I don't know why I thought that. Isn't that weird? I thought you were like a West Coast guy. I don't know why I thought that. You would think, because I've been, like, we've been knowing each other for, what, a little over a year now. I don't remember exactly when I started following you, Mike, but at some point I discovered you, I think, in my endeavors in, you know, finding Truth Seeker, who else was it? There's a couple other people, like in the same realm of like hip hop, Christian mysticism, bringing awareness to the. Okay, Michael, you're originally from Texas. Well, see, I'm just saying, like, I don't know why. I have no clue why I thought you were in California. I just, for some reason, thought you were. And it was. That might have been it. I wouldn't know why I would have thought that, but like now that I think about it, even the couple of times that we might have talked or whatever, actually talked, we didn't really discuss much about our location. I think you knew where I was at, and I just thought I knew where you was at. But I can see that where someone would, and I have no idea why I thought, so on G, okay, like on G. Okay, now let me see if there's anything else I need to get. Because what I was saying is, okay. This might be the last dish I do. It's another plate. The water I have is kind of, how like after you've washed a few dishes, the water starts getting, like sometimes I try to wait till the last to do some of the most messy stuff, like if it's a skillet with grease or anything in it, which, full disclosure, if I've got a dirty skillet and it's got grease and stuff in it, I usually let my dogs clean it out first, and then I wash. My wife is planning a chicken gumbo and potato salad soon. Woo-wee, that sounds real good. That sounds real good, don't it? Yeah, I was going to say, I probably won't cook tonight. I might, but David's wife sent over a big old bowl of some kind of soup that she made. It's mostly, a lot of it's tomato-based, but there's noodles in it, lima beans, different types of beans, and a few vegetables, and then you can tell there's ground beef in it too. Portion all mixed in there real well. So, probably no need in, like, let me show you how big a bowl I was blessed with. Now, of course, I'll have to keep the bowl and wash it. I hadn't put it in the fridge because it's been cold enough right now. And I've done ate a couple of bowls out of this. And I also gave some to the dogs. Because I won't be able to eat it all. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm saying like if I've got some dishes I've cooked out of or something, and there's like grease or something I think the dogs will eat out of it, I go ahead and let them get that initial layer of dirtiness off, and then I go proceed with the washing. Give me a second. I gotta dump this water out. Okay, guys. We're about to get to a point where I'm gonna actually I thought about flipping the camera around and going outside for a minute and just like kind of, most of the snow has kind of melted away, but I thought about just going outside and just giving y'all, just kind of looking around the yard and looking at keep my glasses on and see let's do that for a minute. I'll pour this other water out. Well, I'll do this in just a second, but I can go ahead and take this out. Brother Grey Cloud. Hey, Mike, I appreciate it. And enjoy your meal, or if you were talking about her making it tonight. And if not tonight, whenever your wife does get that made. And I love you, brother. You know that, ditto. You know how we say it here. Yeah, Angie, go check Mike's channel out when you get a chance. He got some good music on there, and also some good videos just about different, spiritual subjects and stuff. But I was going to flip it around for a minute. You can see where most of everything has melted off except for anything that's been in the shade. I finally cleaned off a little bit of the steps. Yeah, God bless you too, Mike. Give me a second here. I got to pour this water out. Okay. Uh-oh. We might have lost. Okay, I thought I might have lost you there for a second. Yeah, I'm in Alabama. And then you can look out back here. You can still see there's some, we probably had a good 6 inches or so, which was pretty nice. And if you're curious what I'm doing, when I say I got to dump my water, it's because, well, if anybody's watched me for long enough, they know that I've lived here for a while without running water. I go to my neighbors, I get cleaned up over there, and I pay on the water bill over there, and then I get water to wash dishes and stuff with from over there. But I'm going to try to initiate getting some crap done this year that I've long overdue. So I just kind of wanted to, I just thought about coming out for a second and be doing something different instead of just standing in front of the, see how it's all crunchy and stuff? Y'all hear it? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know where my numbnut dogs are. But it is a little cool out here. It's going to get cold tonight because the clouds have all left and everything. Let's see. Okay. I could stay out there for a little while, but then it's like this as soon as I went out there, well, I didn't put on another layer. I still got some cleaning I need to do here. So what I'm going to do is, let me load. Yeah, my life is pretty simple, but I don't have a stove. I have to cook off a hot plate. I have a little baking oven for, I can toast stuff, or there's these ribs I got today marked down. They were marked down really well, reduced price. And I got a good deal on them. And I've done bagged up, took them out in the original package, put them in a bag, put them in the freezer. But when I get ready to make them, I left one packet out that I might make tomorrow. Yeah, ever since I've lived here, I've wanted to, I thought about making a citrine, which I could, the only reason I've lived here this long like this is when I moved to Alabama, and I know this is no excuse. I told myself yesterday, I don't want to be sounding like I'm just making excuses for my life. When I moved here from North Carolina, a few months before I moved here, I had lost my North Carolina ID. So when I moved here, it wasn't as easy as going to the DMV and turning in an old ID and getting a new state ID from a new state. And so that's turned into an ordeal. And then at some point, I ended up getting my a new Social Security card. And that was going to be one of the things I needed to try to get an ID. But since that happened, I lost my wallet last year, and I've not got a Social Security card right now. I've still got to get another one and a Medicare card and all this other stuff if I want to get the ID. So I'm not making excuses, but it's been an ordeal for me just being, I guess those are excuses. But what I'm saying is sometimes things are easier when you're more mobile. You know what I mean? I live out in the middle of nowhere. I don't get rides that often. Y'all have seen me have to take off walking to town, and plenty of days that I've done that. And I enjoy it. Right now, I've not been doing a lot of walking because my foot's got a bad crack on the bottom of it that I'm trying to nurse. And I need new shoes. I've got to get somewhere next month. I've been saying it for about 3 months now. And I need to go somewhere so I can put on some shoes, try them out, try to get some new shoes that will work for a few months. So when I do want to go walking, because David told me today, he said as big as he is, and he's a big guy, he could tell I gained some weight. So let's see. What I was going to say is I cook off that hot spot or hot plate. Let me wipe this. Give me a second here. I'm wanting to wipe this counter down. Probably what I'm going to do is wipe this counter down, try to wrap this part of the live stream up while I'm in here, and then we'll probably move into my room. I hope y'all are enjoying being with me. I'm enjoying your company. I am so happy that I saw Mike in here, and I don't understand how I missed this whole time. The way that your name is pronounced, or I mean spelled, Ainge, E. Could you say, okay, I do, brother. Okay. What I was saying is, it's, I guess the way it's spelt, it reminded me of somebody from like India, like the way, but now that you said that's like it's a weird, it's like a French spelling, you know, it's like a different way. And that, you know, that makes sense now. But hey, we learned something new every day, you know. The 4 agreements, one of the 4 agreements is don't make assumptions. And you know what they say about assumptions? It makes an ass out of you and me. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into the room. Let's go in my room for a minute. And, okay. Yeah, oh, let me know that the picture's all right. This is cool. Like, it feels like I've been on here like an hour, and we've not even been going 27 minutes, you know? But I enjoy, to be honest with you, I didn't know if I was going to go live. I wanted to. I knew that I wanted to. But then I was like, I'd gotten some water, got ready to do the dishes. I started doing the dishes and was like, well, like I said, I tried to set up the live. And I was going to schedule it for like 15 minutes ahead of time. And what I was trying to do is connect another phone to the hotspot so that I could go in on the other phone into my chat and leave my Cash App and stuff like that. But I think I might start even trying to do that unless somebody asks me for it, you know. I mean, I'm trying not, I don't ever want to seem like I'm just some, well, we all need help all the time, just about every day, don't we? But, yeah, it was cool to see Mike in here. I hadn't talked to him in a few weeks. Like, we had talked in comments and stuff, but I hadn't actually talked to him in a while, since right around Christmas. Yeah, Mike Maranatha. I'd sent him, I think around Christmas time, I'd sent him a text, you know, we do have personal information, which you got to be weary about and stuff, but it's cool. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, when my Facebook and my Instagram got hacked, which I don't think Mike is on Facebook anymore, but he was on Instagram. But because I had his actual contact, I could contact him and say, hey, my accounts got hacked. Yeah, I don't know, Victoria, if you like any kind of hip-hop and stuff, but he does hip-hop, but he also has some alternative sounding kind of rock style music, but his main forte is like, he's got a good flow, like he's got a good, I just know that I like his songs, and they're positive, they're like Christian based, spiritual, and I will say he's also a very open-minded person. He sees, he's like me, he sees a lot of the issues with modern day, like so-called Christianity and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of things that are out of whack. Like it's kind of weird. A religion, and you have so many different splits in it, and so many people that can't seem to come together on some of the simplest things. But I was just letting you know that he's younger than me, but I can tell that he's been through a lot, and he's explored he's explored a lot of avenues and came to the full circle where he's at. To be honest with you, I'm honored to have gotten to know him like I do. Not like we know each other like real well. Like, you just found out I didn't even know he was in Louisiana. And if I did, I had forgotten. But, certain details sometimes about each other is not as important as I'm looking more into, am I making a real connection with someone? And sometimes if there's certain details that are not relevant, you know what I mean? Like, oh, there you are, nature girl. Oh. All right, thanks for that comment today. I don't know if you saw me comment back yet. It really meant a lot. You missed me washing dishes, nature girl. Victoria, I meant to ask, I'm assuming y'all kind of finally got over all that sickness you were having. You remember about a month ago or a little longer, you were going through you and the grandkids and your kids, your grandkids. It seemed like y'all were playing the one person caught it, and then the next person caught it, and then as somebody was trying to catch up and get better, somebody else gets sick, type of thing. How we when you're living in close vicinities or got family. Okay, so you're still kind of having a little bit of yeah, nature girl. I just wanted to say thanks, though, for... but you saw the video that I'm talking about where I was this morning discussing that, there's been... The past couple of weeks, I've not dealt with some things in the best manner. I've been trying to be as transparent as possible. Like I said this morning, I don't think anybody's holding my pants to the fire, but I am. I'm trying to. I'm trying to say, hey, I messed up. I went off kind of like for a few days, dealing with reality in the wrong way, like trying to just avoid reality. And that wasn't working. So, it's like a couple of days ago, I was like, man, I got to get my butt out of my head. I got to get my butt out of my head. How about that, guys? Greycloud's got his butt in his head. Or is it? If my butt wasn't on my shoulders, I wouldn't have my head screwed on. You get that? My butt on my shoulder. Yeah, self-reflection is huge. We can only change ourselves and caring to improve matters, as do you. Thank you. Well, you could tell that in the video this morning, and I think Victoria mentioned it, you could tell my demeanor a little different. And I think yesterday, even the videos I did yesterday and the live streams, for 2 days now, I have felt in a better way. And I contribute that to the night before last. I knew that I was at my breaking point. I was like, hey, Big Kahuna, I need your help. And I need your help every day. Because this ain't working. The way that I'm doing it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? And you've been watching the channel long enough to see I have went through this, and I think we all do. I mentioned that in the video also. If anybody's interested, you can check out the video I put up this morning where I said I'm questioning myself. I think that's only natural. I just went through a significant birthday, 51 Earth years old. Imagine that. I couldn't, I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd be over a half a century now. And if you count the 9 months you're in the womb, then that's even more, you know. But in the grand scheme of infinity, it's a speck it's just a speck. But I read something today that I thought was interesting. Now, y'all, I tend to believe this. I believe this is, we hear the term spiritual warfare a lot. And I seen a post. It's by a guy that I like to read. You can take him with a grain of salt, but I do know some of what he talks about is pretty on point. A lot of it's been proven true over the years. David Icke, or however you say, I think it's Icke, but Icke. I remember the first book I ever read by him. Thank you, Nature Girl. But the first, I've not read a bunch of stuff by David Icke, but I follow him on X, and I catch some of his videos with him talking about the different things going on and the whole one, reptilians, all that kind of stuff. That whole huge rabbit hole you can go down, or multiple rabbit holes. My point being is he shared a post today that I thought was very interesting, where he was talking about, he was referring to a Russell Brand post. Russell Brand had posted, we're something in, spiritual warfare is what we're seeing. And David Icke said, when are you going to wake up and realize what you're seeing is the same? You're seeing two different faces on the same coin. Like, on one side, there's anti-religion. On the other side, there's religion, but there's something that's bringing it together to trying to pull wool over people's eyes, whether you're religious or you're anti-religious. So you can either be anti-religious or religious, but if you're following a certain way of thinking and thinking that everything's about good and bad, like it's about getting out of our heads and trying not to think about duality. What he was saying was, when you get to the core of what truly is spiritual, then the real spiritual doesn't involve actual warfare. And that made sense to me. Like, I know that the way that God moves and talks to me and shows me things, is that a lot of the things that have been done in the name of a so-called God weren't necessarily really approved by a so-called God. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that have been written and done and said in the name of a creator, and it's been poorly mismanaged or misrepresented. Now, I'm not here to try to bring up too many. Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't. He wasn't saying it wasn't a real thing. He was saying, when we get to the true spiritual nature, then we see, like, I'd have to pull the post up, read it, and then share it to you for you to probably get what I'm saying, because I'm just paraphrasing. I do believe there is things going on that we could call spiritual warfare. I was just meaning that when we get to the true root of spirituality, you see that, let me think if I can say what I think he was trying to say. And maybe I shouldn't even try to explain anything to a person. But I understood it, and it made sense to me. That when I strip away all of the illusion and I try to get to the core of my spiritual upbringing, at my core is resistant to war. You know what I mean? Like, I'm anti, like, the biggest part of the war for me is inside. And I think that's probably the case for a lot of us. So I don't want anybody thinking that I was saying there isn't a spiritual. Let me just forget about what I brought up there, because it's like me bringing it up and not having it memorized or actually on point so I could pull it up. kind of seems ridiculous. I was trying to remember exactly how it was worded, and I've completely got off track here. But I just want to say that, I keep getting kind of like I don't have the heater on right now, but I keep getting hot, and then taking my hat off. And, oh. So, Nature Girl, you said you started a new job. Or maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have. Don't worry about that. I'll find that out later. But I hope everything's working out for you. Yeah, as soon as I said that, I realized that I shouldn't have said that. I realized that I realized that was between me and you, and I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? Like I announced, not that anybody in this chat would be offended or care, other than as soon as I said something out loud to you that you haven't actually mentioned in the chat that I knew you had told me, I was like, wait a minute, I should not have said that directly in this chat. Like it should be, you know what I mean? It'd been different if we were communicating in the chat and it was brought up by you right then. But I corrected myself. I retracted and said, hey, wait a minute. You know, you got what I'm saying. I realized, hey, I can figure all that out later. I can, when the time is right, I can find out about that new whatever. What I'm enjoying is just having this moment here now with a few people keeping me company, and I'm keeping you guys company, or hopefully, for the most part. Victoria, why didn't you wash, if you're still here, didn't you tell me you was washing dishes too just a little bit ago? Yeah, Nature Girl, I was washing dishes. And I want to say that, well, I might be wrong. I want to say that at one point Victoria chimed in and said, I'm washing dishes right now too, or something. So that whole thing with what David Icke said, it made sense to me when I read it, and it's aggravating me now. Like it's really aggravating me that I can't really word it right. But I know that part of what's been going on with me has been over the past few years, I've gotten ahead of myself, and I've told y'all this, that I plan on in 2025 to try not to make too many announcements about what I have planned or what I want to do for the channel, and just make my moves behind the scene. Continue to do my content, continue to do my live streams, and as I progress to get some of the stuff set up the way that it should have been already, then I can start making, like, hey, this is where we're at now, and this is where I'm going with this, and this is hopefully how this is going to turn out. So the idea for 2025 is talk less about what is being put in action and put more action into action. If that makes sense, and I think it does. And then I also, like I mentioned, I haven't got around to it today, but I want to try to see if I can get, at some point, some stuff on paper. Yeah, I think I will. See, like last year, I was getting, like, I had such a good momentum for the first 6 months with the channel, with my life, everything, like I was still doing pretty good on my sobriety. I was still, kicking, and last year seemed like, but at about the 6 month mark, I kind of went haywire in my mind. Like I said, Told my landlord I was going to move out. Thought I was going to go in a tent. I was going to go camping again, do all this other stuff, not thinking about wintertime coming. Not even mentioning the fact that I didn't have a tent, didn't have any covers, didn't have nothing. Didn't even know where I would go and set up if I was going to do it. And wasn't taking in consideration all the physical elements I have, that would hinder me being able to live outside if I didn't have the right accommodations. Like if I didn't live near the right places to get to where I needed and stuff like that, I'd be, But what I was getting at is I feel like the last 6 months of 2024 was kind of, and most of it all was my own doing, and I've always said this on this channel, is that I'd say 99.9% of everything that's really ever, I would say, went wrong for me in my life was about making poor choices. Deliberately going against my nature, plenty of times knowing something wasn't in my best interest, but still going ahead and doing it. Okay, hey Victoria. Yeah, I didn't know if you'd I was thinking you were still here, you just hadn't been able to I didn't really know how long I'd be on here, but I never really do. But it's like I kind of just go with the for one, I go with how many people, is interacting. If we have, even if it's just one person, but that person is interacting with me, you might see me be on here for a long time with just one or two people, but it ain't about how many. It's about, it's really just how nervous am I feeling. Like I said, there's sometimes I get on here, I go live, and then it always seems like a lot of times I feel like after I get close to an hour on a stream, a lot of times I start being like, in my head, start thinking about, should I end it? Should I not? Has it been long enough? Is the conversation, is everything flowing? I want it to be kind of a flow, a good give and take, not, and also I'm looking forward to in 2025. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I talked about it last year. My hopes is this is one thing that I do want to do that won't be hard to do. I just got to get certain things on track. So it's not going to be a big deal talking about this. But I would like to get set up where when I'm doing live streams, I can start having other people from other channels, come in and we can do like, you know what I mean? Like it might be me and another person, over here, and you'll see like maybe I'm interviewing somebody, or we're just both bored and we just decided to do a live stream together. Cause like there's a guy that is, I believe he's over in, I want to say he's in London. I could be wrong, but he's a part of the Comicscape community, which is something that I'm part of too, on X and on YouTube and all that. But I haven't really talked about comics in a while and everything. But he hit me up right around the turn of the year in my private message. He had commented on the video, and then he hit me up in a direct message asking me. He said he'd like to have me on one of his streams sometime, like this in 2025, like as a guest. So that was kind of a cool. Now, of course, that would be me being on his live stream, but it gives me experience. And then as I learn, like, because I've only been on another live stream with another person one time. Although I did do it once. I did it twice. I did it with this same guy. And then I didn't stay on long because I got nervous. But what I would like to do is, like, for instance, the question would be, do I do that type of stuff on this channel or on the second channel, which you'll notice I still put stuff up on the second channel. I mainly created that so I wanted up. I needed to create a second channel and knew that I needed to, but when I got that strike a few months ago, it had to be done so that going forward, if we get any more kind of strikes against me or anything that could jeopardize this channel, I wanted to make sure I did have something already set up. So all I got to do is if something happens, we can try to direct people over there. But I'm also trying to be more frugal with how much content I put on that channel, just because I want it to be specific. You know, like I haven't done a video in a few weeks of just like talking about certain things that are maybe going on in the news and stuff, which is kind of overdue. You know, like I did make a video about the drones and stuff, and then I shared my ideas about that. But now we have things that I could have been discussing, like, you know, the wildfires, the crazy stuff in California and all that. What's up, Bleed Blue? Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, that's aliens. Well, what I said it was the whole time was our government. And you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty obvious that if they're not shooting something down and they're saying it's not a threat, then they obviously know what it is. They just ain't divulging it to the public. You know what I mean? And it seems awful weird that why would aliens, after all this time, just all of a sudden decide now to be so on the screen for everybody to see, you know? Oh, hey, Keisha, what's up? There's somebody. Keisha was here yesterday. And thank you, Keisha, for yesterday also. I was thinking about you last night, about your daughter and stuff. I was just thinking, you know, about I just was thinking about how you thought about me yesterday. You know, I appreciate it. Yeah, Bleed Blue, I really don't know. Doing well, nature good question, Bleed Blue. What does your name mean? Hey, Keisha. Where I seen you. Did you catch that, Nature Girl? Because when you asked him the question, when you asked Bleed Blue what his name meant, I knew what it meant, but I wasn't going to answer because he's in the chat. Well, he can explain that. I think I know what he means. Because think about it. The university. Yeah, look, he said it in the chat. I was about to say the University of Kentucky is blue, you know, like, so, but he answered for you. Hey, Mila, what's up? I've been live a few times in the past little while, but you just might not have been catching it. Oh. And I just got, well, the only reason I know is because the reason I know, well, for one, Bleed Blue has been a moderator for me for a while, but also he had told me, but once he told me, it made complete sense because when he told me where he's from, I was like, okay, now I know why he's Bleed Blue. That'd be like me from Tennessee, and I was like, if I was a big Tennessee fan, and I said I bleed orange, or here in Alabama, I'm not from Alabama, my mama is, but like if I was a Crimson Tide fan, I could say I bleed crimson. Oh. Yeah, I'm not a Crip, I promise. Who knows? I wondered if she thought you might have been a Democrat. I was thinking she might have been asking you what it meant because, you could be just a diehard Democrat. And I mean, I have no problem with that. If someone's, as long as they're reasonable, but it don't seem like many of them are, a lot of them have lost their reasonability. Oh, law enforcement. That's another one too. Yeah, Bleed Blue. There was a few more people. They're been up to 6. And there's a couple of people that have done been in here and left. Like yeah, Bleed Blue. We went over 1,000 right at the turn of the year. I knew that I could do it. Well, not just me. It's not just me alone. But what really pushed it overboard, like I was close to 1,000. And I highly recommend, if you haven't ever seen his show, Nature Girl, I think, no, she knows what I'm talking about. Off topic show. The guy's name is Matt. He does some good content on YouTube. Like he discussed, now his live streams in the morning are completely different than if he goes live in the middle of the day to cover a news, like a current news thing that's broke. But his live streams in the mornings are more like just him free flowing, like talking to people, giving encouragement, trying to inspire people to, be a go-getter and, Nature Girl, I don't think anybody minds people asking questions. It's only natural. We want people to communicate in the chat. Like, I think that if you came to a live stream, now, don't get me wrong, like if it ever gets to where I'm live streaming and I have, well, I know that it got almost out of hand. Do you remember Bleed Blue when you first came on board and I was doing live streams like on some Friday nights and Saturdays? Sometimes during the week, I'd go live like three times in a day. Uh-oh. Bleed Blue, you ain't supposed to ask no woman her question, or that question now. That's what my mama always taught me. Tell him, Nature Girl. Say, well, your mama should taught you better. I'm just messing with y'all. What I was saying is Matt from Off Topic Show, right around, it was like the week of my birthday, he commented on a video of mine and said, hey, like he made a positive comment, and then the next thing was, I subbed to your channel. And then the next thing I know, I was getting like an influx within that day of him giving me a shout out, and I didn't know he had shouted me out. I'd done gained like, there was like 5 or 6 people came into my channel that day in the comments going, hey, Matt from Off Topic Show sent us your way. And I'm like, he must be talking about me in the live stream and sending people over there. So that was a pretty good boost to it. Because his channel is fairly big. He's been doing it for, I don't know if Off Topic's been on here for that long, but he's been doing content for like 15 years on YouTube. Starting off with doing other stuff back in the day, more music oriented and stuff, to now he's covering a lot of current topics in the news. Oh, I knew. I was just messing with you, Bleed Blue. That's totally between y'all, and that's up to her if she wanted to answer. I was just making a joke about, my mama always made the joke growing up, don't ask me, son. Like, okay, you're going to be 28 in March. March is when Sarah died. Uh, she turned she turned 26 in 2018 in February, and it was in. You would think I'd remember the exact day, but there'd been a few days gone by that I hadn't talked to her, and I didn't have service on my phone. All I could do was talk to her through Messenger, so I had to have Wi-Fi. And I went off for a few days. Well, to be honest, I was strung out at the time, but I went off and I was at a friend's camp. I was renting a room from somewhere, but I went and stayed at a friend's camp for 2 or 3 days. And when I finally got home to my room and got online, I found out Sarah had died, and it just blew my mind because the last time I talked to her. y'all crack me up. You sure you're not 5.0? Oh, 5.0. Listen to me read it like 5.0. I get what you're saying. You sure you ain't not 5.0? What, with all the questions? He just curious, but I'll let y'all figure that out. I think that if you're an adult and you're here in the chat, you know, what was I going to say? We can all answer for ourselves and stuff. The only thing I ever ask is just people to be respectful to each other. Like, Bleed Blue can probably tell you this. That's, Bleed Blue, that's weird. Like, when I was in my late 20s, and in the early 30s, I dated several, like, a lot of times I ended up I had several women I dated that were older than me, but I never really went by, I just go by, like I was talking about earlier, connection. Like, if there's a connection, then that's, kind of, that's what I'm thinking about. But I didn't mean to, I wasn't trying to bring anybody down talking about Sarah, but Sarah, if y'all have heard me talk, that's why I say ditto at the end of the videos. Ditto means I love you. Hey, Mom Teresa, you're here. Everybody, Teresa's here. I'm going to stay on for a little while longer, too, because everything's going pretty good. It's flowing. Let me go. Sometimes I forget that I can take the phone with me. I was going to go check. I heard my dogs barking, and I want to just look out here and make sure. Okay, you want in, baby? Y'all want in? There's old bitty bitty. Look at old bitty bitty. Little bitty, itty bitty. Itty bitty bitty. And there's old little big girl. Little big girl. That's my little big girl. Yeah, my baby. Little big girl, my baby. Oh, you smell like a dead animal. What you been rolling around in? Let me see. No, not too bad. You ain't too bad. It ain't as stinky as I thought. Okay. What's it say? What'd you say? Please share, ditto. Yeah, well, I call her bitty bitty, but I say itty bitty, but yeah, I think it might have been you, Victoria, the other day. You mentioned, you said itty bitty in a comment, and that made me think about, I kind of like that. And she's obviously not a little bitty dog no more. I call her bitty though because her head looks small to me compared to her body. Like her body's growing faster than her head is. Yeah, she came a running, didn't she? She's in there eating some dog food. Yeah, and I was able to get them another bag today. David got me to the store. Let's see. Got a couple more blankets today too. They were in his trunk. He said it looked like he had found them at a place. Oh yeah, that quote. That is that's cool. See, what I was going to say is, I don't know who's still out here. I don't know if you're still there, Bleed Blue. But I don't think anybody got offended here, and I don't think anybody's off track. What I was going to say is, last year before I kind of went head on into that wall, like, and hit that roadblock, like I was talking about, you know, about 6 months in, like probably like the last month of the summer. And then I kind of went slowly down for a while and then slowly back up and then just went through my little bout of a little bit of a it ain't always women, guys. What do you, oh. Although, it's weird because, like when I look at the analytics, like, it shows like, it's weird to me because I think the biggest portion of the subscriber base is mostly male, but you know, like it gives you an age group and then it'll give you like this age group, this is how many viewers or people subscribe, and this is how many people, whatever. And then it also breaks it up into like where most of the audience is, which is most of the audience is from North America, either United States or Canada. What I was just saying was, listen to you, Teresa. You might be surprised. There might be somebody, I don't know. I know. I'm not going to say, but I know that, I know how old you, well, I know you'll be having your birthday coming up. What's wrong with your nose, girl? Hold on a minute, guys. What'd you do? Did you scratch your nose? Come here, little girl. Stop. Now, don't give me. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Let me wipe that nose off. Come here. Let me wipe your nose off. There you go. Yeah, Bitty Bitty got into something. There was like a rough spot on her nose that she got into something or scraped it, and it'd been healed, but she must have went under something, or you know what I mean. But she might have even just been playing with another dog out there, and the dog, you know how they'll take their mouth and be like latch onto each other. It could have been something as simple as that, but her nose was had a little bit of a fresh scrape there where it had been rubbed. Oh yeah, I can understand that, Teresa, because, well, I mean, I would say most of my adult life, I've not looked forward to most of my birthdays. And then last year, when I turned 50, it seemed like a significant birthday, and it dawned on me that it's more important than I thought. And then like this year, going over that mark of 50, I didn't realize that, to be honest with you, I didn't know how much it affected me. It's like it's still like I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the past 30 years. If that makes any sense, it's like I'm like, there's a huge portion of that when I look back, there's a lot of memories I had, but there's a lot of memories I can't remember. You know, like I was thinking about that the other night, like some of my funnest times in my 20s when I was playing music and in a band, well, you know, I've never sat down too much and tried to put a lot of it in on paper. If I probably thought about it, there's probably some instances of certain moments when I was in that band that I could probably write some detailed stuff about it that I would recall if I just sat there and did it. I think I'm 30. Yeah, see, like well, see, I still think like it's almost like to me. Tell me if this is like I never knew what my mama meant. Mama always told me, son, when you get my age, you'll have things that hurt like that you didn't even know you had in your body, and you'll have you'll feel like you're 18 or 19 or 20, but your body will tell you you're not. And I didn't really quite understand it. I thought it was all in her head. I'm 27, wake up feeling like I'm 80. Yeah, Grey Cloud and I go way back. Teresa, yeah, she's been subscribed to the channel since before there was even 100 subscribers. I don't even know. I don't know exactly what mark she got in on, but what would you say, Teresa? We were like between the channel was like I had just started taking it kind of serious, and I kind of went back and after Elon bought Twitter and created an account over there and started growing, trying to spread the channel around. Yeah, bleed blue. You know, and I know that I have done mentioned Matt from Off Topic, but it just occurred to me that I never really fully explained why I was talking about him. He just, it was really nice to have somebody acknowledge me that's been doing this as long as he has and to send people my way. You know what I mean? Like a bigger channel to actually reach out and tell me, hey, you know, and then when I've been in some of his live streams, you know, he always tells people, go check out Grey Cloud. And, you know, he lets them know, like, what kind of, you know, he's like, because it's not like he watches my stuff a lot. And I don't think, like, all he saw was a Jesus Calling video. But I know he's like he's got a broader perspective on things. I think he thinks that I'm just a one-dimensional type of person. No, actually, I don't think he thinks that. I think he thinks I'm trying to do some good in the world and inspire people like he does. And that's why he was just trying to promote me, you know. And I hope that I would like to think that's what I want to do, you know, like as I grow here, if I ever get to a point where there's some, as the channel grows and I just keep doing it, I want to be able to know that, you know, when, like anytime that someone, I find a new channel that I'm liking and it's a very low subscriber count, usually I subscribe and I try to reshare them. I try to, you know, boost the people that if I can. Eh, eh, eh. What are you doing? Oh, Bitty Bitty trying to get a rag over there. Trying to get something, ain't you, gonna? You trying to get something? Oh, Bitty Bitty. Oh, Bitty 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 Bitty. Look, oh, Bitty Bitty. She gonna get me. She gonna get me. Look at her. Ah, they're gonna take. Oh, they're gonna get me. Oh, guys, my dog's off. Ah. Stop. Yeah, stop. Your nails are scratching me. Stop. She gets excited. She's probably not a full 6 months yet. And if she is, she's right at it. And this one right here, she's about due any time. I thought she was going to have her babies the other night. What I'm hoping is she don't do like the last litter that Ladybird had, which was Ladybird was on the bed with me and her water broke in the middle of the night. So basically I woke up with her in a big wet spot on my bed, and I had to, get up to bed, and I had to make her a spot in the floor, and then I had to go through a process of taking the sheet off the bed, flipping the mattress, I don't know if I flipped the mattress, but I know I put something down so that I could take it down without worrying about it until I got up the next morning. But what I was going to say is 2 nights ago, or 2 or 3 days ago, she was acting pretty weird. And Victoria, I had a cat one time that had 1 kitten. And that 1 kitten was literally like, it was like big. Because you wouldn't have thought, like I thought the cat had several kittens in her. She had 1 kitten, and it was like half the size of her. Holler boys and holler girls. I don't know if anybody knows who you're talking about, but I do. Ryan Upchurch. Any of you guys know who I'm talking about? Other than Bleak Blue? He's a country hip-hop artist. Well, it's like he does country / or hip-hop / country / some rock, a little bit of everything. I've been following Ryan for a long time. I hear you. Yeah, Ryan Upchurch from Tennessee, younger artist. But he made it big in the independent scene. He's still independent, never signed to a major label. Very successful at what he does. Very honest, straightforward person. That's why I like him, just the authenticity. I think that says a lot. I love content where people put a lot of time into it, and they have all these things pop up and do all these fancy like backgrounds and stuff too. That takes a lot of talent and a lot of time. But I also realize there's a niche here for the type of videos I do, where I just 1 or 2 takes and I get it done. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I thought last year that I wanted to try to move in the direction of where I'd be doing a lot more editing to my videos, a lot more like we'll have a big, an intro and all this other fancy stuff. I don't know if I need all that. Teresa, you never told me that. I never knew that you worked in a... Well, if you did tell me, I don't remember. I remember you saying what you did for many, many years, though, other than warehouse. Unless that warehouse was also for the for the government job, too. But I'm assuming it wasn't. Let me get here. Yeah, I wondered if you were working right now, Blue Blue, because most of the time you've ever been in my chat, you were at work. And actually, I'm not going to bring up old news. I brought that up a while back when you first popped back in a few weeks ago. Remember when you came in the live stream and I said, I briefly mentioned that last year I said something that was out of line and I didn't really mean it and I wasn't trying to be a dick. And I think I corrected myself there. Oh, you're off on the weekends. Well, Mila, life has been, the past few weeks have been a roller coaster. But I will say, I had a rough couple of weeks, and I kind of made a shift 2 days ago, uh, back to where I'm at. A few nights ago, I broke down and I cried out to my creator and said, "I need your help." And and then yesterday and today has went a lot smoother, and I've just been in a better place in my head. Okay, I get what you're saying now. My passion is working and being the best human I can be, working in the inside, not worrying about makeup, etc. I love God's creation and marvel at it daily. That's beautiful, Nature Girl. You know, that's weird that you said that, Nature Girl, because I was thinking about today, like, I see all these girls on YouTube and social media, and they're just caked with makeup. Like, there's like a fine line of, like, my mom also taught me this, that there's an art to put makeup on. It's like she said, if you if you look at someone and can't tell they got makeup on, but they have it on, that's someone that knows what they're doing. If that makes any sense. Like, you don't want it to, like, anyway. I always have preferred more of a natural look, like someone not trying to cake their face up with a bunch of stuff. But you know, we're all different. Blade, I cross trained in every area of the warehouse to make top dollar. I didn't get child support, so I did what I had to. Oh yeah, so I see what you're saying. So Blee Blue, you were in production for a good long while, and now you're in the warehouse, right? I remember being in a factory, and like that was usually like trying to get into the warehouse part where you're stocking stuff and doing all that. That was usually like some of the better top jobs. Like, and usually you had to have been there for a while. You know what I mean? Because like when those jobs come open, seniority usually takes place. You know, like. So I'm gonna assume you might have been trying to get that for a little while, and then finally got it. Okay. Yeah, I remember you talking about that back when I first started getting to know you a little bit. Printing place. Because I remember when you said it, I didn't know. When you first said printing, I didn't know if you were talking about maybe silk screening or something else. But Mila, if you're still there and you asked that question, I've been doing the past, I'm going to say the past 3 days have been better than the past whole 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And a lot of that's just my own doing. Family owned is always good. I'm just reading y'all's conversation. A lot of the work I did back in the 90s, well, uh, like my first real, well, not real job. Like when I say real job, I mean like actual tax money coming out and getting a paycheck and not like under the table. But my under the table job, my first under the table job was I want to say I was in fifth grade. And, oh, well, you already know I got several. I'm assuming that question is for people in the chat. Because you can see I got tattoos on my face. I've got tattoo, but, I don't know how many I got. I'm trying to keep up with, because the chat's moving pretty good right now. I agree with you there, Victoria. I have too many responsibilities to make time for non-essential things. That's what I have to try to correct myself on a lot of times, is that, of course, me just being me by myself, no children, no wife, just a couple of dogs and stuff. It's a little easier for me to not always be completely on track, or sometimes I splurge more than I should on things that are not essential. But then I end up in the middle of the month being in a hard time. I'm trying to think. I don't see. We got, of course, I got search under my eye here. This is supposed to be a cloud, but I don't think it's a very good. If you look, it was supposed to have been a cloud, and it never did get finished. He did like a big bubbly type thing, and I was supposed to go back 2 or 3 more times, but the guy had some severe detrimental disease that came on, and his bones were breaking and stuff. It was like a weird. Anyway, I couldn't ever get the job finished, and that's fine. And of course, I got Carpe Diem here. So I got one on each wrist. One here, one here. That's 4. Say 4, 7. Is there one on this side, or is it on this side? Hold on a minute. Y'all gonna have to. I'm trying to remember which son naked. Okay, there it is. I don't know. I'm trying to count. And then there's some words right here. So if you counted each little word, but it's hand scribble and you can't really. It's not legible. I didn't know the guy was going to just do it in his own handwriting on my own. But, and then I have another one right here that says to suffer with, or it might be. No, it's over here. So, now I've wanted to see if anybody can. I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but the word search, you can't really tell. Hold on a minute. My neighbor just texted me and asked if I got any barbecue sauce. I'm going to look. I don't believe I do. So I'm going to have to text her. Hold on a minute. I'm pretty sure I don't have no barbecue sauce. I hadn't had none in a while, which I don't keep it. But, those food boxes I get sometimes will end up with some, and I'll end up with a bunch. I wish I hadn't have, okay, there we go. Let me reply to her real quick. Okay, I had to reply to my neighbor. Hey, I'm really enjoying this. This is like, I'll tell you what is the most, this is, you don't owe me anything, Teresa, but I appreciate it. And you have sent me stuff over the past year, over the past, see, I'm trying to think how many years have we been knowing each other now? About three, it's been about three, maybe. Let's see, it's 2025, 24. I'm going to say we got to knowing each other in 21 or 22. Well, maybe, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. That's all I was about right, about 3 years. Because my channel I'd had my channel for a little while, but I hadn't done a lot with it. And then I got serious about trying to be sober and started taking it more serious. And then that's when I created some accounts on social media again and all that. Don't say no, I insist. Well, Teresa, I'll send that out to you. If I don't get it, if I don't text that address to you tonight, just remind me tomorrow or sometime between now and whenever in the next few days. Remind me to text you that my address. Okay, Victoria, I'm not right now. Like, I think the only reason I would probably get off of here is, well, if somebody knocked on the door and I had a visitor, which is very rare. Hello, Blee. I'm like his mom. Oh, you're saying it has been fun. You ain't leaving yet, are you? All I was saying is I don't think this is one of the most I don't know. I feel like this is one of my most enjoyable live streams in a while. Like, as far as I don't think any of y'all has ever complained, but this one, this is the first one I've done where I've just not that where we've went this long and I hadn't had to worry about, oh, I'm using a hotspot and oh, I've been on here an hour, so that used a gigabyte of hotspot. Like, I'm able to just, with the do like I was doing last year. But I was just saying, like, unless, everybody's like, if everybody all of a sudden is like, hey, I gotta go, like, let's say we got four people here, and each person simultaneously in a row just comes in and is like, hey, I got something to do, I gotta go, then that would, be a reason to get off here, but that's because we were girls and we love to have fun. Yeah, Cindy Lauper. So, although, it's like weird, I don't know if that's sent. Oh, I don't know if that text message ever sent. It's acting like it ain't. I don't know. I might have to get off of here just to make sure I send her that text message. I don't want her to be sitting there waiting on a response. I don't really think I need to do that, though. If she, I don't know why it's taking me a minute here to, let's see here. Don't go anywhere. This might disconnect for a second. I'll come right back. Okay. BRB. Who are you talking to? BRB, I was trying to. Oh, you're doing laundry. Okay. Well, I was doing I was doing dishes earlier. When I just came out of the live stream for a second to send that text, and then came back and reconnected, I noticed that my friend, which I don't know how long he'll be, I don't know how much longer he'll be on here, but he's doing a live stream right now. The guy that I was saying asked me about being on a stream with him. He would like to have me on sometime as a guest, or like on the panel, like whether it be me and him or me and him and several other people. But I noticed that he's doing a live stream right now. He's over in England, I believe, London, England, somewhere. He wears a mask. He calls himself Johnny Scab, and his mask is looks like a horror mask, almost like something out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. The mask looks like it's made out of skin or something, and it's like sewn together, and then he's got these like dreadlocks that come off of. So he shows himself in front of the camera, but not his actual face. I think that's kind of cool. Although I don't think I could do that. Like I tend to like being able to, like I want people to see who I am and see what I'm about. Some people are more private. It's like, I think you mentioned this Nature Girl a few weeks ago. You'd thought about doing a channel before. And I was saying, I think the question I would put to you is, if you did a channel, then you definitely want to figure out the type of, and just knowing that you're a private person, you probably wouldn't want to do content like me where you're in front of the camera. Like you'd have a topic and then you'd have some type of imagery, or you might videotape like a 5-minute segment of something outside and then do a voice over it or something like that. Anyway. I'll be right back. Yeah, I know. The whole deal going on in California is a crazy thing. Everything that happened in the South, months back with the storms and stuff, the North Carolina, Tennessee, all these places and especially in North Carolina, with people still like pretty much not having anywhere to stay, their houses ruined. There was whole big ordeals of like people trying to bring in little tiny homes, and then there was people blocking that from happening, and I don't understand all that. Oh. But I'm going to see. Let's see. You guys tell me. Oh, yeah. So going now that I got the capability of just going live at any time and not really worrying about my data, and you will see me doing more live streams throughout the week, and stuff like that. And then, of course, uh, like I said, my hopes is to eventually have some people come in from other channels, and we can maybe have a topic and be talking like a real, different thing like that. But oh, and I'm just trying to think of anything I want to touch base on before I might wrap this up. Uh, because I remember back last year when I wasn't having to worry about the hotspot and I was just streaming anytime. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful that I even have a place myself. Like, even though it ain't much of a place, it's an old trailer that don't, barely you can. It's hard to keep it heated. But it is what it is, and I don't pay a lot in rent, so comparatively to what it could be. So, I mean, that's one of the main reasons I haven't really relocated. Because I know that if I was to relocate, even if in the same area, I'm probably not going to find cheap rent like I have here anymore. Everybody, all the other trailers, every time someone's moved out, she's went up over the past few years ever since COVID. So even mine went up last year $50. But I know most of the trailers now, like if you're moving into one now where someone's been moved out and she's had our guy come in and do some work on the trailer and stuff before she rents it back out. She's renting these trailers for like, I think the cheapest one's $450, and then she's wanting $500 to $550 for most of them now. After she's had some work done to them, and which that's understandable. Everything's been going like, even though just because she owns property and she's got a good nursing job, doesn't mean that. I mean, she still has to pay the property taxes. She still has to keep upkeep, like any trailer that's empty and not being rented out. That's just stuff sitting there. Although I imagine she can get a tax write-off on that sometimes. Hey, Victoria. Yeah, so, because I've been here for like over 5 years, or about 5 years, or a little more. I was pretty much locked in, and she started going up, but when COVID hit and all that, and there was a lot, I was surprised that it took her as long as it did for her to finally decide she was going to go up on rent. But it was just last year she was like, and mine only went up $50. Like, I don't have to mow the yard now. Like, since I've been living here, we had to figure out our own way and mow the yard, where they used to have them mow the yard for you. So she had changed that back to where she does have somebody do the yards and stuff now. So when she told me she was going up $50 last year, I was like, that's fine. If I'm not having, if that $50 is covering me not having to worry about borrowing a mower and trying to mow what's out there, that's worth it. I'm glad, Victoria. It's cool. Yeah, I'm getting close to rounding it up or trying to wind down here. We'll probably go for another few minutes. I was just trying to cover any bases on anything I wanted to discuss. I know that I've been really feeling, I've been feeling kind of like bad because I still have yet to make a video announcing, to get in on if you want a copy of 50 Things That Really Matter, because I mentioned a few weeks ago that I probably should do a video where I read one of that book to refresh people what the book's about and be like, here's one of the stories from 50 Things That Really Matter. If you like this story, go back, check out the other videos. And if you want a copy of this book or a chance to win it, I've just been and it's like these comics that I need to send to Gideon. I never did get that done yet. Now, I emailed him the other day to tell him I've been struggling going through my own personal things, and he knows that. And he told me he's not in any hurry. Like, whenever I get the stuff to him, he'll be more than happy. But it frustrates me when, like over the past few years, I've had a few giveaways here, and when I pick somebody, when someone wins, I want to be able to try to get the stuff to them as quick as possible. But that's not always possible because life, a lot of times what happens for me is if I don't get to the post office within that first week of getting paid, if I don't get to the post office somehow to get a package mailed out, a lot of times it's hard for me to, like, by the time a week has went by, I've gotten down low on my money. And sometimes if I'm not conscious of, hey, I need to hold something back to send this out. Yeah, I'm about to get off here and Nature Girl, I have enjoyed this entire time. It's been, you guys, it makes me happy to see that the people in the chat genuinely seem to be interested in knowing about the community with each other, and y'all are like respectful of each other and supportive, and that means a lot. That means a lot to me. That you're respectful to each other and you support each other in the chat, and not just that you're here watching me, but I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, it is getting a little late. We've been here for an hour and 47 something seconds, an hour and 47 minutes plus 6, 7, 8 seconds. I think that's probably about it. And yeah, I got to lose some weight, man. I got to get some shoes so I start walking again like I need to. And, I thought this week I know I've gained weight, but I figured I'd probably lost some in the past couple of days because I had not been eating. For 2 days, I didn't eat. That's when I was real bad off. And then I finally started eating again. But I figured for those 2 days that I didn't eat, I probably... But anyway, I'm going to get off here, you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night. I picked me up a small bottle of melatonin tonight, and it don't knock me out, but when I haven't had it in a while, if I take a couple, it will help me, relax and go back to sleep when I get to sleep. Yeah, ditto. And like you said, until next time, Grey Cloud here, over and out. You know how we say it. I already. Bye.